S10 mud race build, test number 1, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hello and welcome back to Offroad Outlaws, y'all, and in this video, we are not focusing on the monster flotation limo. If you want to see the video on that, it's over on my channel, and I also don't know why it randomly switched over to my Gladiator. It literally just did that without me telling it to. That's a bit odd, but neither one of these vehicles are the subject of this video. The subject of this video is available in the dealership, and it is the new S10, the kind of square body style S10. Now, there are a couple of different ways you could go with a build on this. You could do a Cyclone replica, you could do a drag truck, you could do a monster truck, you could do a rock crawler. There's a lot of different things that you could do with this truck. Now, I know that because there are so many different ways you could build it, there's always going to be people that are going to say, well, why didn't you build it for this? Or why didn't you build it for this? And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off on my very first build with a type of build that I think a lot of people that play this game can really appreciate, and that is a mud truck slash mega truck. Then from there, we will be able to expand onto a lot of different types of build ideas. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick one up, and for a mega truck slash mud truck build, we are going to build all of the performance aspects out all the way, and then convert it over to a monster truck suspension, but we are not going to be building it in a traditional monster truck style. Now, what do I mean by a traditional monster truck style? Well, traditional monster trucks are going to be obviously really tall, obviously very long travel, but they're going to be set up to do stadium-style stunts and tricks and crush cars, and they have, you know, insanely wide tires and stuff like that. This is going to be a little bit different from that. This is going to be, again, more mud truck and mega truck focused. So we're going to make sure we have our e-brake in there. We're going to max out our turbo all the way to stage 4, and then we are also going to install our nitrous system. So let's go ahead and throw the nitrous on there, NOS stage 4, and then now we can begin our build. So let's go over to the tuning aspect of the build, and let's see, we're going to go straight over to, or I should say directly over to the monster suspension. And once that is good to go on the front, we're going to go ahead and also install it on the rear. Now, what's interesting about putting monster suspension on a vehicle this small is, and when I say this small, I mean like this small in terms of wheelbase and in terms of width, is that you've got a lot of options to work with when you're dealing with, again, a chassis this small. So let's go into the tuning and upgrade all the way to stage 5 in both the front and the rear, so we have full adjustability. And let's see, travel, we're going to put probably all the way up. Like right off the bat, we're going to put it all the way up. So that way we have a lot to work with. Now, we're going to give this thing a little bit of rear steer as well, probably 0.08, and then it's just a little bit, and then we'll adjust it from there if I feel like we need more. Shock size is going to go up to about 1.5. I normally go bigger than that, but seeing as this is a slightly smaller vehicle in general, I probably don't need to go that big. Now, axis width is an interesting one, and I think I'm going to wait until I have my tire size dialed in before I mess with that too much. Damping, I'm going to put up to around 3 in the front and about 2,800 in the back. That'll be our baseline, and then we will adjust from there. Stiffness in the back is going to go down to about 11.1-ish, and then stiffness in the front is going to stay around 15,000, and if we need to adjust it later, we will. So let's do a quick drop test and see how it responds. Oh, the game had a little bit of a frame hang up. We're going to need to do another drop test, although it still did well. Oh, that's really, really good. Like, really, really good. It's actually quite even. It just has a little bit of kind of a period of time where it has to catch up, in the front especially, but we can dial that out with some tuning a little bit later. So let's go ahead and throw a perfect setup on it. We're not going to run the dyno right now because I'm pretty... Oh, uh-oh. Okay, it about froze up. You know what? I do want to see. I want to see what it'll make. So let's run it. Okay, yeah, that's about what I thought it would make. 705 horsepower and 1,186 foot-pounds of torque. So again, about in line with all the other diesel swaps. Now, wheels and tires, what's going on? Okay, there we go. It brought up a random loading screen and got stuck there, and I was like, please don't tell me you're about to crash. Okay, so we want to keep this thing somewhat quick, so we're not going to make the tires too tall. We're going to go for a 1.2 in terms of radius. And that should be good. Because again, remember, radius is one of the biggest things that affects your vehicle's speed capability and acceleration capability in Offroad Outlaws. So if you want to keep your truck a bit on the faster side, make sure you don't make the radius too big. Make sure you don't make it too tall. Now, width, you can kind of do whatever you want with. So I'm going to go probably about a 1.6. So we have a pretty decent size footprint. And then from here, I think wheel size will go up a little, like maybe 1.2, but not too much. Just enough that we can kind of see the wheels that we're working with, but we still have a good amount of sidewall to kind of take up some of the extra forces there. So, gear tuning now. Now we're going to upgrade that to stage 5, get it out of the way. As you can see with the latest version of the game, the names of the gears have been fixed. So we'll do our standard mud race setup and then adjust from there in the future. So 3, 2, 2, 0, and let's see, 1, 5. And then up here, we're going to get a little bit creative. So let's see, 1, 5, 1, 0 instead of 1, 1. And then 0.8 instead of 0.9. So we have a little bit more on the top end. We're going to see if that plays out in our favor or not so much in our favor as we go along. But again, keep in mind that this is all based on trial and error. So let's see, body customization wise, it's probably not going to be anything too crazy. I'll probably just take off the front, but well, I don't know. I kind of like the fog lights, the retro fog light look. Now we will probably... Oh, you can even do a dually setup. That's hilarious. We'll do the cut fenders. And then rear bumper wise, that one will probably get deleted. Yeah, that one looks better deleted. Now, flatbed, I don't really need for this. We could do like, well, actually, the retro roll bar might be kind of cool. But I don't really want to do the cage, though. The cage doesn't really go along with the theme that we're trying to go for here. We'll do some side steps, and then we'll do some auxiliary lighting up top. I think I'll probably run the light bar, actually. And then, let's see, snorkel-wise, we will definitely throw one on there. And spare tire. Now, the spare tire... we will probably put that right up there on top of the bed. And then I want to see if you can do the, like, the high lift and the, and like a stack because it is diesel swapped. Although, maybe we should do a hood stack. Let's do a hood stack on this thing. That'll be a little bit different. And then we'll do the white HIDs. We will also do a repair pack. And the repair pack actually looks like it goes under the bed cover. So it's not going to be visible. It'll be there. It's just not going to be visible. We'll throw some tow mirrors on it. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and apply those mods just in case the game crashes at any point. I like to save my customization progress regularly. So now we're going to do some horns. So let's see. Truck horns. Let's do... that sounds a little bit odd. That one sounds okay. I tell you what. We'll do that. That one doesn't sound too bad. And then from here, we'll do our axle color. Now, the axle color on this thing, I kind of want to make it somewhat... I don't know, somewhat on the subtle side for now, and then once we get a paint color, then we'll come back and mess with that. So let's see, glossy. What do we want this thing to be in terms of like paint color wise? We always have a bunch of options, and I'm thinking I want to go maybe a little bit more neutral on the paint color, so like a gloss like silver, and then go crazy with the wheel color. That's not something I do very often, but I really want to try it on this truck. So let's see, maybe some like super deep dish wheels, but with beadlocks. That actually looks kind of sick. So let's see, I can't figure out which wheels. Okay, so that's, oh, it's literally just the second one. Okay, so it's one of those issues where you have to actually back out to see the full wheel. So now let's go back into the wheels themselves, and we will do a metallic color on both the bead and the face. And ooh, that looks wild. So let's see. Back to the spokes, and I'm thinking maybe like a teal. Just something really, like, really eye-catching and super, like, out there. So let's see. We'll do a teal on the face, and then, let's see, metallic. So, like, a metallic teal. And let me see if that's somewhat matched. It's somewhat matched. So now back into it again, and then rear, and then let's see, bead, and then back. Oh, come on! We have to actually select, I forget we have to actually select metallic. There we go. Now they should be matched. Okay, cool. And then from there, we get to do our tires. So here's our flotation tires, which, by the way, we will mess around with those on different vehicles besides the ones we've already shown, more in some upcoming videos. So let's see. We could either run these or we could run these. These are really good in mud, but so are these. These are about the best that I have found in mud so far. So I think we'll actually run those because those do really, really well. And again, I'm sure there's people out there that are going to be saying, why are the tires so small? Because we want to retain that wheel speed. We want to be able to retain as much of that wheel speed as we possibly can. So from here, we're going to apply these mods to go ahead and save our progress once again. And we're going to do a quick little TC Customs on the side, just to make sure that it's got our shop logo on it. So let's go ahead and, or rather our shop branding. So it's going to go right here on the bottom of the door, TC Customs, and boom, that's good to go. And so let's see, we're going to get you just a little bit bigger and rotate it so it fits. And then we will very briefly. All right, good to go there. And actually, I think what we'll do with this to kind of keep it in line with the theme, we will also make this teal, but we'll do a 3D layer on the back that is actually blacked out to help give it that 3D look. And actually, oh, it looks even better with the teal in the background and then like the black up front. That looks really, really good. I dig that. I really like that. So let's go ahead and copy that over to the other side. And then we'll give this a quick little rotation. Boom. And then we're going to grab this, duplicate it, bring it around to the other side. And that way, it's not, you know, it's not awkwardly layered or anything like that. And then now we get to go take this thing out for a test run to see how it does. All right, S10 mud race build, test number 1, 3, 2, 1, let's go. No nitrous on this run. We'll do nitrous on the second run. It's already doing pretty well. Handles the first landing pretty okay. Not necessarily the smoothest, but it's still pretty smooth. Come on. Oh, that was the automatic doing automatic things. It would definitely be a little bit quicker if I had a manual in it, but we'll try that in a future episode. Through the last part, maintaining decent speed. Not necessarily the greatest, though. And then now we get to circle back around and make our first test with the nitrous on. So the nitrous is going to be interesting because as you can see, it's already able to, like, when we hit it in the water, it took off. It picked up so much slack. So let's see. Ooh. Isn't it? Can we make it? Oh, we hit the fence. We still made it, but actually landed up on that barrier. That's the first time I've ever landed on the barrier. All right. Run with NOS in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, that's definitely a big upgrade. It seems like it prefers to have us land nose first. And let's see. Yeah, it seems like it's a little smoother if we land nose first. Hit the nitrous again in the mud. Yeah, that's where the nitrous matters, is right there in the mud. A little bit of a mess up there at the end, but I'm not too worried about it. So first kind of initial impressions of the S10 mud race build. It's good. It's not great, but it's good, and I definitely want to experiment with this thing and see if I like it best as a mega truck or a crawler or a mud truck or a monster truck or, you know, a drag truck, whatever the case may be. We're definitely going to experiment more with this thing in the coming weeks. But with that being said and done, y'all, hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see y'all later.